Young Junk!
Welcome to the Michelle Mission, Two Men, One Podcast, every black film ever made. My name is Vincent Williams, and I'm joined as always by my partner.
Hey, holla at your boy. This is Len, a.k.a. the Bat Tribble.
And here on the third week of Bootober.
This is the second week.
Is it the second week?
It's only the second week.
It is only the second week. Here on the second week of Bootober.
Just can't wait to get rid of these scary movies, huh, Vince?
I guess we'll talk about that.
Okay.
We're going to spend our time with another vampire film this evening, as the vampires deal with perhaps their greatest enemy. Not Van Helsing.
No.
Nor Blade.
No.
We are, of course, talking about the BRONX, as we discuss 2020's Vampires versus the BRONX, directed by Osmani Rodriguez.
Yes.
The choice of Lynn Webb. But before we deal with garlic and bodegas and crosses and Timberlands,
Maybe the single best scene of the movie. Shout out to each and every one of you out there who are watching as we stream live from Young Junk, Philadelphia's premier video podcast palace here in the Manayunk section of the city. And we're streaming live to Facebook as well as to YouTube. And shout out to each and every one of the missionaries out there in the chat watching us live. Hello, one and all.
good evening, good evening.
Vincent, how are you doing, my friend?
Chilling, having a good day. I told you yesterday was my wedding anniversary. So
Oh, wow. So how many years are we talking now?
24.
24 years.
My marriage is almost old enough to rent a car.
How about that, man?
Yeah. So
Wow, that's beautiful. Congratulations
thank
to
you,
and Wendy.
thank you. So
That's dope.
feeling
man.
good.
Yeah?
Feeling fine. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Are you doing anything special? Or
We are going to hang out this weekend in the city. You know, yesterday we went and just got some quick dinner.
Okay.
Just to commemorate.
Right.
Yeah,
But this weekend is when you're really going
Right.
to celebrate. And you said you're going to hang out in the city.
Hang out in the city. You have to treat your city like a tourist sometimes.
Okay.
So
Have you like earmarked any particular places you're going to go, or you're just going to play it by ear?
play it by ear. Let the city speak to us.
That's dope, man. Well, congratulations to you and
Thank
Wendy.
you, sir.
That is cool.
And yourself?
This weekend what did I did? I took some time and I went to New York.
Nice.
Went to New York. Spent
City's
some
so
time.
nice. They named it twice.
I know, didn't they? I had a good time there, just kind of like hanging out, you know, around the Javits Center for a little bit, which was kind of fun because it was the week before the New York Comic Con. So they were putting up all of the banners, like, and like, that is a job and a half, man.
Look, man.
And it was also interesting because there were some people that were coming down to the Javits Center already in cosplay because they were doing like photo shoots in preparation to promote the New York Comic Con that's going to be coming up next week.
Now, are you going
To Comic Con?
Yeah.
After like 10 years as a Black Tribble and us going pretty much every year, I'm kind of Comic Con.
You conned out?
Yeah, I'm conned out.
I could never get tickets.
To the New York Comic Con?
Yeah.
Well, New York Comic Con, to be fair, next to the big one in San Diego, is the biggest one.
Yeah.
And it goes crazy.
Yeah, it does.
It goes crazy. And you're walking like this with people.
Yeah.
It's fun to take in a couple of times, but
Sure.
after that, it can become a little.
Sure. I know me and we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, y'all. But I know you and I have this in common, that we do like the smaller conventions, because I know this is crazy, but they have comics there.
Yeah. And you have the time and the space to kind of like go through
Right.
and look in the
Right.
comics. Which of the big conventions, the best one to go to actually have space, have time to enjoy the whole thing is probably, to be fair, your hometown, Baltimore Comic Con.
It is the hidden gem of comic convention, so much so that I actually don't even like talking about it like this.
You don't even want to put it out there?
Right, because it really, I 100% agree with you. Yeah. That is the perfect big convention now, and it's the only one left like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty much. Very true.
But that's good to hear.
Yeah, so we had a good weekend. But one of the things that I noticed, just perusing through the news, and I actually sent this story over to you.
Yes.
You know, we are both huge fans of
The Harder They Fall.
The Harder They Fall.
And Lakeith Stanfield.
Well, thank you, Vincent.
And Jamie Samuels.
And Jamie Samuels. Yeah. And there was a story in the Hollywood Reporter about Jamie Samuels' next project, which he will be doing with Lakeith Stanfield, the Book of Clarence.
Yes.
Which is going to be his all-black biblical epic.
Yes.
You know, he was a fan of Westerns, which what made him do The Harder They Fall. And wanting to depict these real life cowboys of the time in this fictional Western setting. But Jamie Samuels is also just a movie fan,
right?
And he's a fan particularly of biblical epics, which is actually kind of cool. The reason why this stood out to me is because I recently went on a deep dive.
Nice.
And watched a whole bunch of biblical epics.
Nice.
Back to back.
Nice.
You know, watched Ben-Hur.
Of course.
Cleopatra.
Of course.
I watched, what else was there? A couple like Roman movies.
Okay.
About like Julius
Caesar. You didn't do like the Ten Commandments.
I didn't go 10 Commandments.
Okay.
Only because I've seen the 10 Commandments so many times.
Sure.
I used to be like a yearly watch. But now he's got this, Jamie Samuels has this project, the Book of Clarence.
Yeah.
Which it stars Lakeith Stanfield, set in and around the time of Jesus Christ.
Right.
Where Lakeith Stanfield, as kind of like this, like, what a street hustler would look like back in biblical times.
Right.
Like, gets the idea of seeing Jesus Christ walk around and like everybody like, showing praise to him. Hey, I can get on this praise thing.
It's probably a good hustle.
So now he starts reporting like, no, I'm the Messiah.
Yes.
And all of a sudden people are like, I'm like, yo, that is so boss of an idea.
Yeah.
I absolutely love
yeah. Sounds a little bit like Life of Brian.
A little bit.
Like that's sort of this thing going on right on the side of what's happening with Jesus.
Right. Across the street.
Yeah.
Across the street from Jesus.
But yeah, looking forward to this a lot.
I really am, man. It's funny. I've always had in the back of my mind, I only have the title. But because I was a fan of these type of movies, and also kind of a fan of like, those sword and sandal movies like Gladiator and stuff like Spartacus, which kind of like walks both lines,
yes,
biblical and the sword and sandal thing. I've always had an idea for like a big bombastic black version of that type of story, right? And the title I have, and I'm copyrighting it right here on the Michaud Mission, so you can't take this, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
The title that I have is called A Moor's Son.
Okay. All right.
But it's all about when the Moors, sack Italy. But focusing on like maybe like a small family or one guy or something like that. But I just think it's a story rife for exploration in a film or a series in some way.
Sure. I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
All right.
But now now everyone has seen the idea, so we know where it came from.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. So
all right.
Can't happen. So I'm looking forward to the book.
Yeah, me too.
The Book of Clarence with Lakeith Stanfield, who is just Phenomenal talent.
Yeah. Did you watch The Changeling?
I did not.
Okay, it's on my list. It's on my
did
list.
not.
But yeah, I'm like you. Keith Stanfield actually just gets me in the door.
He does. He does. I can't say I've liked everything he did, only because he was in Disney's A Haunted Mansion, which is not a good movie.
Oh, it's not?
No.
I was hoping it'd be a hidden
No.
gem. It's
No.
not.
No.
Oh, that's too bad.
No. It's not a hidden gem at all.
Oh, I'm glad everybody got some Disney money.
That's that, and you, man,
because Dear White People directed it, didn't he?
yes,
Justin
Simmons.
Yeah, Justin Simeon.
Yeah. He directed it. Rosario Dawson's in it.
Oh yeah, get that Disney money.
Tiffany
y'all.
Haddish.
Oh yeah, get that Disney money.
Yeah. And Lakeith, look, I think he filmed Haunted Mansion in between The Harder They Fall and The Book of Clarence.
Right.
Because he looks tired.
He looks tired.
So he looks like he just cashed a check.
Right. Hey, you know that check's going clear.
And I ain't mad at him. So God bless him. So I'm looking forward to him getting back to work
Okay.
in The Book of Clarence.
Excellent.
All right. All right, Vincent.
All right.
We've got emails.
All right.
Which means that we have missives from the missionaries.
Missives from the missionaries. So what else is going on, Lynn?
We have emails, Vincent.
Ooh, missives from the missionaries. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, missives from the missionaries.
Missives from the missionaries, ladies and gentlemen, here in the month of Bootober. I got saw a post on social media. They like when I say that. So
Okay, there you go. Hey, got to get the people.
give the people what they want in Bootober.
Bootober.
So anyway, we got an email from Corey Nicole.
Hey, what's up, Corey?
Hi, Len and Vincent. My name is Nicole, and I just want to
what's up,
first
Nicole?
off start by saying thank you for all you do. I am a young listener, and one of my favorite interests or hobbies are film and watching movies, specifically black ones.
Okay.
I've been listening to you guys for quite some time now, and it is refreshing to find a podcast that discusses literally every black film ever made. Black films that rarely get talked about or fly under people's radar. I listened to the Bones episode, and you guys uttered the same sentiments I had about the film. Even Pam Grier couldn't even save the movie. And it's very, very true. Very true. But I tell people, I still recommend people see Bones because I swear, it still has the single most disgusting scene I've ever seen put the film.
There you go.
When this dog vomits maggots all into this guy's face. I'm quivering thinking about
I'd forgotten all about it. That stayed with you, though.
Oh.
Which is a sign. I mean, that's a testament to the
because it
film.
gets in dude's mouth.
Yeah, that gets in your mouth. Yeah.
She has a question.
Okay.
A question I have for you both to answer is, where do you rank Death by Temptation
Okay.
when it comes to black horror films? Since it's the month of October, no, it's Bootober.
That's what I hear.
It's officially spooky season, and I felt it would be appropriate to ask, where would you both rank it in the black horror genre? All in all, keep up the good work. I always look forward to the new episodes. P.S. I love the class of 1989 series as well. What a year. Thank you, Nicole.
Oh, thank you, Nicole.
So, Death by Temptation.
Yeah. How you feel about Death by Temptation? I know I'm pretty sure I liked it more than you, but
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yes.
go ahead.
Because that's the anthology.
No.
Which one is
Death by Temptation is the one
I
with
think of
James
Tales from the Hood.
You're right, with James Bond III and appropriately enough, remember the black female vampire? Remember James Bond III
yes.
is trying to be a preacher and he gets seduced.
Yeah.
And Bill Nunn's in it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to rank pretty low, Nicole, with me on the black horror sphere. It's not the worst.
No.
Don't get me wrong. But it's going to rank pretty low. It's not going to I don't hold it in with any high acclaim.
Yeah. I'm going to say what I'm almost positive I said when we reviewed it. It's not that good. The execution is not that good, but it sounds like this is damning with faint praise, but it really isn't. I do think it's interesting as a snapshot of that moment, because if you remember, the subtext of vampirism as AIDS was barely subtext.
Right.
Which really was something from that moment. And, you know, like we talked about, what was it, like, I think the cat people, the Anne Rice stuff. Like, there were more than a few of the vampire things that came out in the 80s. Where clearly they were talking about AIDS.
Okay.
And the thing about Death by Temptation is, I believe it was the only black film or black text
To kind of make that
kind of
connection.
dealt with it.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah. It was also weird because I mentioned Bill Nunn, but it was like Bill Nunn, Kadeem Hardison, James Bond III. I feel like there was at least one more person where it was like half of the cast of School Days was in it. So it was like really bizarre to see like the people in School Days in this film that wasn't that good. And then it had this weird AIDS subtext. And remember, it was like it was like really moralistic. So it's like just really a strange film.
Very strange film. It stars James Bond III, like you said, Kadeem Hardison, Bill Nunn. Also, Cynthia Bond was in there. The ever-present Samuel Jackson.
There it is. That's four. That's four from School Days. Can I get a fifth?
From School Days, let's see.
That's it?
Yeah, I think
Just the four?
That's it. It also starred, remember, your man, John Canada Terrell.
John Canada Terrell is in there. He sure is.
And Guy Davis, who would then go on to, no, I think this was after.
After Beat Street?
Is he in Beat Street? Guy Davis?
I mean, is this Guy Davis, Ozzie Davis' son?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him in Beat Street.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
You like all the other biters. You take a bite and you lead a rest. He's not as good of an actor as his father.
No, you don't think so? Yeah, that was him in B Street. Yeah, So Death by Temptation doesn't hold up.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Nicole, but
it's neat we got to talk about it though, because it's a weird movie.
It's a weird movie.
Yeah,
but
I always take a weird movie over a boring movie.
We got another email, Vincent, from Michael Sykes.
Hey, what's up, Michael?
Joanna Man is the subject line.
Man, you talking about? All right, go ahead. Movie makes me so mad. The movie made me so mad.
Hey, Len and Vincent, I just heard y'all podcast episode on Joanna Man. It's not the best movie, but I would argue and say that it is fair. I remember going to the movies and seeing this just like Len. There were some scenes that made me laugh out loud now and then, thanks to Tommy Davidson and the great underrated actor Miguel Nunez. It's better than Monkey Hustle and Malibu Most Wanted. Is Joanna Man better than Monkey Hustle?
I don't think it's better than Monkey Hustle.
No, I know.
I think there's way more chaotic energy in the Monkey Hustle.
He asked a question. Why was Genuine even in this movie?
I have no idea.
He felt off, had no chemistry. Tommy Davidson is a great underrated comedic actor who doesn't get a lot of praise. I know y'all are reviewing Halloween movies in October. Oh, no. That's Bootober.
That's what I hear. Branding is everything.
But when are y'all going to review South Central, starring Glenn Plummer?
Yeah.
The Players Club.
Oh, yeah.
Or Across 110th Street.
Across 110th Street. There's something.
That's all he has.
Oh, that's all. Oh, no, that's the end of the letter.
That's the end. That's literally the end. He doesn't even say bye. It's just done.
So what he said, South Central, I really liked.
I love South Central.
I might get my Gen X black man card taken. I never really liked Players Club that much.
I've never seen Players Club.
Oh, you're even worse than me.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen scenes.
Yeah,
never seen the whole movie.
Yeah.
So I know we will get to it.
Yeah,
in time.
And I have to say it because I'm in an abusive relationship with my partner. I actually don't pick 1970s movies as much as I want to because of all of the disrespect and negative energy that I get every time I pick something from the 1970s.
No, you don't.
So you're talking about Across 110th Street. It's a lot of stuff from the 70s I haven't chosen.
I'm fine with you choosing.
See, here we go. Here you go.
70s,
go ahead.
Vincent.
Go ahead.
It's your wheelhouse.
Go ahead, Lick.
It's your brand.
Go ahead.
It's fine.
Go ahead.
Pick it.
What, y'all don't know when the camera goes off.
Oh, let's not start talking about when the camera goes off and all these F-bombs just come flying out of your pockets.
Across 110th Street is on my list.
There you go.
Yeah.
So put it on the table.
Put it on the table. All right.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
And now we're back to the Players Club.
So, well, you know what? Look, to be fair to Michael, there are a ton of movies that the missionaries have suggested that we review, and we haven't gotten to them.
We haven't.
You know, the beautiful thing about this mission is we're going to review them all.
We're going to. It's right there in the log line.
So eventually, we'll get to the one that you like, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
And now that we've got more months that have themes, we'll probably be more inclined to get to some of these movies. Because I think it's the themes that make people start thinking about movies.
Sure.
You know, like, oh, why don't you do this horror movie? Or
Right.
do this sci-fi movie.
Right. Because it's amazing on my list of Halloween Bootober entries. Like
Bootober.
Like somehow Leprechaun in the Hood has been moving up the list steadily. I'm like, boy.
You just want to drop that out here.
I'm just saying.
I do not want to watch Leprechaun in the Hood.
Look. So you got like Blackenstein we haven't done for the show.
Well, okay.
I don't think we did Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Black for the show.
Yes, we did.
Okay, so that's not on the list. We talked about Talk to Me,
but we haven't done it yet.
Right. I'm right. So those are two. What else?
What, horror?
Off the top of your head, if you had to do 3 more horror movies,
okay,
name 3 besides the 2 I just named,
and the ones that are the other 2 for the rest of this month.
Right. Leprechaun in the Hood. So like what else would you name?
Well, I would name Event Horizon, even though I know you think that maybe is more high sci-fi.
But I'll take it.
But it's got a horror.
And we definitely have more sci-fi entries than horror. So
right. So I was
that's actually a good pull.
Event Horizon.
Okay.
Black horror films. Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to do the first one next week.
I was about to say you can do the sequel to Boo.
We could do Boo 2.
Do Boo 2, the Booering. But I think already, the fact that you've already gone to Tyler Perry for your second choice, now you've realized the problem we have. I've been thinking about this for a couple of years.
Well, no, there's actually a couple of movies. Because there's, I'm just drawing a blank on it. Regina Hall had the movie just from last year that takes place in the school.
Right. Okay.
So that's a good one. The other black girl, I think has some like
series.
I thought, oh, you're right. That is a series. Yeah, that's a series.
That Regina Hall one's a good pull.
Yeah. I'm drawing a blank. I'm sure there's more than a few. I'm sure there's something on Tubi that we could review.
Look. Now you are in real time realizing what I realized like 2 years ago. it's a fairly small list.
It is. You're right.
So,
right, Vincent. It is.
Leprechaun in the Hood.
It has a chance.
Yeah.
Next year. Not this year, though.
Not this year. It's all plugged in for this year. But thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael, for your email. And thank you, each and every one of you, ladies and gentlemen, that sends us email. You can always send your thoughts to the Michaud Mission at gmail.com. That's MICHEAUXMISSION at gmail.com. Tell us what is on your mind, because you can no longer leave us a voicemail as that method has expired.
Yes, it has.
It died in Bootober. All right.
All right.
Moving on. It is now time for the top five.
Top five. Who's your top five? My top five is. 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 My top five is.
Top five. Ladies and gentlemen, where I give Vincent a list and he gives us his scintillating commentary on it. And tonight, the top five is a return to last week, Vincent.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have found...
What? Go ahead.
I have found more black vampires hiding in plain sight.
All right.
All right?
What we got?
And we're going to start with number five.
Number five.
And for you watching on YouTube and at home, you'll actually be able to see as we can compare how these people looked in the almost 20 years apart.
Okay.
In all of these images. And number five, we have Lenny Kravitz.
Lenny Kravitz.
The singer, actor, who...
Interior designer.
Is he an interior?
Yeah, I think he had his interior design business.
I believe it.
Because Lenny Kravitz at this point is just doing side quests.
Well, yeah, I can definitely dig it.
Yeah.
Lenny Kravitz, who I defy you to find a line, a wrinkle on this man.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, but, again, I'm going to say a version of what I said last week. Lenny Kravitz at 50-something looks better than Lenny Kravitz looked at 20-something.
Well, okay, but I think he looks exactly the same.
Yeah, I hated Romeo Blue.
Romeo Blue?
Oh, remember? Oh. See, you about to trigger.
I didn't know Lenny Kravitz was a trigger for you.
You about to trigger 17-year-old Vince.
Oh.
You remember when Lisa Bonet got married?
Oh, yes, she got married to Lenny Kravitz.
No, she got married to Romeo Blue. Because remember, that was his stage name.
I never knew that.
Oh, my God. Oh, I hate... Boy, you almost...
I never knew that. I always thought this. I always knew him as Lenny Kravitz.
I hated that.
Why?
Because he was married to Lisa Bonet, and I didn't like it.
Okay.
I didn't like him married to Lisa Bonet, and I did not like Lenny Kravitz until he cheated on Lisa Bonet, and then he was trying to get Lisa Bonet back. And then he did It Ain't Over Till It's Over. And I said, that Lenny Kravitz is doing work right there.
Well, yeah.
He said, I got to put these guitars down. I got to put these guitars down. Lenny Kravitz went and got some violins. He got some violin. Tears I cry. Dreams alive. Cause baby, it ain't over till it's over. I said, Lenny Kravitz is doing it right now. Get your woman, black man. But then he didn't. But then I was still with him. I love that he went. I know I'm complicated.
That's complicated.
I know I'm complicated. I didn't like him. I ain't like Romeo Blue. And then his hair was all stupid. But when he did It Ain't Over Till It's Over.
But you didn't like him because he took Lisa Bonet from you.
I didn't like him because he was married to Lisa Bonet. But when he messed up and then tried to fix it, that's actually one of my favorite types of rhetoric. Black man who is messed up but then tries to fix it. Like, those are my favorite songs.
Okay. That makes absolutely no
I
sense.
miss you and you used to be my girl, and I love them songs.
Okay.
And Lenny Kravitz was right in there. Like I said, as soon as I heard them violins, I said, oh, he doing it right now. But yes, Lenny Kravitz. And now I love Lenny Kravitz.
Well, he's a vampire.
He is. Clean living.
Well, I don't know about that.
I mean, look.
It's blood.
Or blood. Okay.
It's blood. That's why his hair looks stupid.
No, his hair looks good now.
Well, yes, he's cut
looked
it.
Stupid then.
He's cut it now.
Good genes. Roxy Roker was as bad as she wanted to be.
She was a vampire too.
There you go. Well, there you go. Maybe that's how it passes on.
Number 4.
He brought out the violins.
Black vampire in the mist. The model Iman.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Iman.
Now, that's a good one.
Now, I'll give you, Iman is a woman that looks better now
Yeah.
than she did then, and she was fine.
Yeah.
Has never not been fine, and has never had plastic surgery.
Yeah. She's actually a little scary. Like, this is actually a really good vampire.
That's a vampire,
Because if
dog.
it like if you some situations, Iman was like, yeah, I should have saw this coming. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, because I now don't believe me, but I'm telling you, if you go to Egypt and you look in the hieroglyphics, Iman is on the hieroglyphics.
Yeah. I'm a little uncomfortable talking about this.
I'm telling you, dog.
Like-
she dated Tut.
Yeah, let's not stumble into something.
We've already have. I think I'm like. I just don't want to like put it loud on the radar. That's the only reason why she ain't number 1.
Yeah.
But she,
That's a good one.
look, man.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Look, man.
All right, moving on.
Trust me. And David Bowie ain't dead.
Okay. Go ahead.
He's not. She got him like, somewhere. Anyway,
You talking about people I gave dab. Like, I always gave David Bowie. Like, how do you step to Iman? Hello, Iman. I'm David Bowie.
do you think he stepped to her? Do you think she probably said, "Come here"?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
guess I could have went either way.
She said, "Come here." She been here forever.
Yeah.
She been here forever, man. She's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. All right, go ahead. Because I don't like talking about Iman.
All right, number 3.
Number 3.
This person, of all of them, is a vampire and looks like a vampire.
Okay.
Pharrell Williams.
Pharrell Williams. He's a good. Yeah.
He looks like a vampire.
Yeah.
I mean, the hairless thing does help him get it over.
Yeah.
But like, if you like really like squint at that brother,
Yeah.
he looks like he stepped off the set of Blade 3.
Yeah. That's another good one.
He's a straight up
That's
vampire,
another good
man.
one. Yeah. Yeah.
And he's sucking blood. He's sucking people's music royalties. Like he's.
Very nice.
He killed Robin Thicke's career.
Look.
So I'm telling you.
Look.
All right.
All right.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Black vampire hiding in the mist.
Yes.
On the low.
On the low.
And this is your girl.
Gabrielle
Union.
Yeah. That's real talk.
Gabrielle Union.
That is real talk.
Could still play the cheerleader.
Well,
From what? You Got Served, isn't that it?
Bring It On.
Bring It On.
That's my favorite Gabrielle Union flex.
I know.
Like on Halloween a couple of years ago, she actually put on the Clover uniform. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She fine as she won't be.
Yes. That's what happens when you've been day walking since you were born.
Yeah.
That's the other thing about she's a day walker.
Yeah.
And now she done turned Dwayne Wade.
Look, man.
Because you ever look at Dwayne Wade really now? Like he looked like he just like one of them followers, man.
Believe it or
I
not,
think
I
he
don't
got like
spend
a
much
crest
time
on the
looking
back.
at Dwayne Wade.
Because you don't follow sports.
Right.
But if you follow sports, you could see how this man's career has gone. And
Does he still play?
No, he's retired.
What you looking at him for?
Because he shows up every place.
With her.
No, he's got like he hosts game shows now.
He hosts game shows now.
Yeah, and he talks about basketball. He's one of the broadcaster dudes. When she allows him out.
When she allows him out, right.
Because he can't walk in the sun. Only she can walk in the sun. She's the day walker.
The day walker. That's fair.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
And now
The number one.
Yes. Because this one is the one that turned all these vampires.
Okay. Is it Nia Long again?
No, she's a succubus.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's right. All right, yeah. Keep moving.
But this is the one that you gave me.
Okay.
And I went and got receipts, and you're right.
Okay. Who you talking about?
Blair Underwood.
Look, man. Look.
Blair Underwood.
Look. It's not a game.
It is not a game. Because here's the thing. Blair Underwood was King Tut.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Like you hear people say Blair Underwood was on L.A. Law, and you're like, L.A. Law? How long ago was L.A. Law on? And it's like, exactly.
Right. But it wasn't that he was on L.A. Law. He wrote Law in L.A.
He wrote Law in
back
L.A.
in the like 1700s.
Back in the 17th. Yeah. It was like, his name was like Blairington Underwoodington. And he had like lamb chops. He was a free Negro. A free Negro barrister. My dear sir. He had like a Frederick Douglass dude. And like the lamb chops. As a free Negro of the territories. And he was like writing law. Mm-hmm. Did you watch the Bass Reeves trailer?
No, I haven't.
It looks good.
Is it David Oyelowo?
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks good because, the Yellowstone dude made it. And, that's sort of...
That's what's...
Right. Yellowstone is like the equivalent of Dad Rock. So, but the trailer looked good.
Okay, well...
Yeah,
you can't judge things by the trailer.
Look, and you're right, but yeah, the trailer
looks good.
Had me way more interested than I planned on being.
Okay,
so
isn't that going to be like a?
It's going to be on like Paramount
Plus.
Yeah.
Well,
but Blair Underwood as Undead Vampire King
is the king.
The
exactly.
King. Yeah,
the
absolutely.
King. The King.
Absolutely.
Blair Underwood.
Blair Underwood. Well, there you go.
There you go. That is more black vampires.
Now let's stop
hiding in plain
talking
sight.
about these vampires in case some of this is true, and then we gonna get into
there is no. Did you look at Blair Underwood? Like everybody else's picture was from like 2000 to 2020. Blair Underwood was from 1985.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
1985.
Like a lawyer on L.A. Law, like 40 years ago. So, all right.
Now it's time to move on to the Game of Kings.
Yes. Tuts and pharaohs and tuttises. Tuttises and pharaohs. Lady tuts. Lady Tuts.
Lady Tuts.
Did we talk about King Tut? Were me and you talking about King Tut on Batman 66? Did we talk about King Tut?
We did not.
Yeah,
was played by Victor Bruno.
Right. I was saying King Tut is the only one that made me think maybe because remember King Tut always had ladies. Like he had lady henchmen, and I was like that King Tut. Slow down, Batman. What's King Tut got to say? Because like King Tut had a whole deal. He had ladies.
He did have ladies.
Like the rest of them just had like goons.
Yes. And one lady. Sometimes they'd have one lady.
Right. But it was like his lady.
Right.
But like King Tut had ladies.
It was nothing
plural.
but ladies.
Like whatever was King Tut was laying down, people were picking it up.
They were.
Why are we talking about King Tut?
You went on this track. I let you go.
Go ahead.
It was your turn.
Right. Time for the Kings. Yes.
Let's play 6 Degrees of D'Urville Martin. It's the weirdest shot. Oh, God.
He had like the cool long beard.
Yeah, he had
the little jointy joint. I said, all right, King Tut.
and if you looked at him, he always looked like he just stepped out of an orgy. Because he had that weird smile on his face.
I'm telling you, at like 13, I was like, okay, King Tut, what? Like, okay, well, what's your program?
Love.
Right. All right, go ahead.
Did he give us a sign? I don't even.
He did.
Oh, there
he
you go.
did. We were so busy doing the King Tut beard thing. Like, I don't even know if King Tut was committing crimes. He was just sitting in his pad.
Batman was just hating.
Batman was just hating. Like, I'm King Tut. King Tut, I have 7 ladies of all varieties, and I'm just sitting in here and like one of them would bring him over some grapes. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if King Tut was actually committing crimes.
No. Or if anything, he was probably just stealing condoms.
Oh, Batman was just a hater.
He was just a hater. He was just a hater. Let's play 6. Oh, yes, we did. 6 Degrees of D'Urville Martin, ladies and gentlemen. Where Vincent will have 6 films to connect 2 actors to to D'Urville Martin, an actor.
You are still hypnotized by King Tut. Like, you're over there thinking about all the rest. They were robbing banks and blowing up things and kidnapping people. And King Tut was just sitting. He was just chilling. He'd always be in that chair.
All right, so
All right,
keeping it in theme.
All right, thematic.
We talked about black vampires.
Yes.
Hiding in our midst. These are other vampires hiding in our midst
Okay.
of other races.
Okay. All right. All right. Who we got?
Number 1.
Number 1.
You know what, Dylan? I'm going to start with number 2 first.
Oh, we're going to start with number 2.
Number 2 first.
Okay.
Black vampire hiding in the mist.
Wait,
Somebody,
I thought this is non-black.
non-black vampire.
All right. Okay. King Tut through you.
We will not be submitting this one for award consideration. Ladies and gentlemen, just rip up your balance now. No Deborah Battle. I have not been drinking. No, actually, I was.
Hey, no free advertising.
I drank some sparkling grapefruit.
Okay.
I think Dylan spiked it. That's what happened.
Non-black vampire number 2 that I'll be connecting D'Urville Martin
In 6 films or less.
films or less would be.
Thank you for getting us back on track.
Hey, look, everyone knows I'm the one that stays on the straight and narrow. So, come on, let's go.
Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston.
I would consider her.
For God's
She looks the same as she did on Friends. That was about 15, 20 years ago.
Sake. Oh, God.
It's not showing much age.
My God.
No work that I have seen. No nips or tucks.
You know, Jennifer Aniston's always a hard one for me because I feel like we've talked about
She
her
was
before.
white, I know.
No, because I don't think she's. I think
She's done a fair amount of movies.
yes, none of them are that good.
Okay, but she's done some okay movies.
Oh, for God's sake! All right, let me see. So Jennifer Aniston. Let's get to her real quick, so we can talk about something besides Jennifer Aniston. D'Urville Martin is in Five on the Black Hand Side with Dick Anthony Williams. Dick Anthony Williams is in Mo Better Blues with Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson is in Eve's Bayou with Megan Good. Megan Good is in Anchorman 2 with Will Ferrell, who is in Old School with Vince Vaughn, who is in...
You're like about 8 movies already, aren't you?
Am I?
To start over. 'Cause I
Dick Anthony Williams.
right. Samuel Jackson.
Samuel Jackson. Megan Good.
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell. Oh, so, okay. No, Vince Vaughn.
Okay.
And Vince Vaughn is in that movie, what is it, The X's, or the movie with Jennifer Aniston.
The Breakup.
Yeah, The Breakup.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Because I didn't know where you were going from Vince.
No,
Vaughn.
yeah.
All right. Very good, Vincent. You did good.
Go. No, I'm not gonna say anything. Go ahead. Who's the next one?
This other number one. Vampire. Non-black. Hiding in the mist.
Hiding in our midst.
Daniel Day Kim.
Daniel Day Kim.
Probably more popularly known from Lost.
Yeah, but he's been in stuff.
He has been.
Trying to remember, what do I know Daniel Day Kim from in the movies, though? So Daniel Day Kim.
His most recent movie was this year. He was in Joyride, which is like predominantly Asian.
I was about to actually wanted to see Joyride. Daniel Day Kim. Has he done any voice work?
He's done quite a bit of voice work.
So was Daniel Day Kim in... Was he in one of the Kung Fu Pandas?
I don't think he was in one of the Kung Fu Pandas. No, he was not. I said quite a bit of voice work. I'm actually only really seeing 2 movies that he was in voice. One was a pretty prominent film. I don't know if you've seen it, though, because it's fairly recent. So I don't know if, like...
He was, like, in Seeing Red?
No, it was not Seeing Red. Around that time, though. 2021. And I'm not sure if you saw this. Raya and the Last Dragon.
Oh, I didn't. I don't remember what he was in.
He was in the most recent reboot of Hellboy.
Oh, yeah, nobody saw that. And it was completely unnecessary. I mean, if I had to, I could get there through Dave Harbor. Mm-hmm. Anything that wouldn't be boring for me to get to.
He was in the Divergent series movies.
Oh, I certainly didn't see those.
You didn't see those?
He was in that whole series?
Yeah, well, he's in 2 of the films.
I was about to say, because didn't the third one get canceled?
Yeah, I think so.
Good for him, now.
He was also in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, that's no fun. I'm trying not to use the Marvel sludge.
Okay, fair enough. He was in Cradle to the Grave.
Oh, wait, that's the DMX movie, right?
Yes.
That's DMX and Aaliyah? Isn't Aaliyah in that?
I don't think so. It's DMX and Jet Li. Yeah, Aaliyah's
right.
not in
That's
that.
other Jet. Right.
Okay, this is after she passed.
That's after she passed. Okay. Well, let's work with those. Those are fun. So, let's see if I can do this and not run out. Derville Martin I might be too cute and I might run out, but let's see. Dervo Martin.
You are cute.
Oh, thank you. Dervo Martin
Somebody told me to tell you that. Actually.
is in Hitman with Bernie Casey. Mm-hmm. Bernie Casey is in Cornbread Earl.
And me.
And I'm wrong. No, I'm right. Bernie Casey is in Cornbread Earl and Me, another 70s film that we haven't talked about that we should sooner than later, with Lawrence Fishburne when he was still going by Larry Fishburne. Yep. Lawrence Fishburne is in, I believe, The Matrix Reloaded with Jet Li.
The Matrix, okay.
And then Jet Li is in Cradle to the Grave with Daniel Day Kim, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah, another film that like those weird, like that. Remember that weird moment where DMX was making movies?
I mean, he was the man. DMX had a moment where he was the man in hip hop. I think 50 comes and steals his thunder.
It always seemed like, appropriately enough, Method Man should have been doing more in movies at that moment. Like, I always felt like DMX was doing the movies that Method Man should have been doing.
Yeah, see, but the thing is, Method was very much still a character. And I don't think... I mean, I guess DMX...
Yeah, I was about to say.
No, well, actually, when you see the documentary on DMX, DMX was... He was DMX. He wasn't really a character. But Meth was... I've always felt like Method kind of like hid a lot of his more artistic vibes or inclinations.
Have you watched the Wu-Tang show on Hulu?
No.
It's okay. Like, I'm not pushing it, but it's okay. It's interesting to see them kind of, because it touches on something. Like, Method Man, like, played lacrosse in high school.
Yeah.
It was like, you know.
But he wouldn't put it on.
Right.
He would stay, wanted to stay like, in that character, that Method Man in that
until
world.
fairly recently. But yeah.
Which is why I think he has taken to acting as well as he has.
I think he's a really good actor.
He's a very good actor.
Yeah.
Very good. Actually, a very talented actor.
Yeah, so, all right, well, there you go.
Well done, Vincent.
Yeah, well, thank you. Daniel Day Kim's a good one. Yeah.
I try. Every once in a while. All right.
All right.
It is now time, ladies and gentlemen, to move on into our review of Vampires versus the BRONX in the month of
Bootober. I know, my voice cracked. I'm going through puberty. I don't know, man. I can't call it.
That was horrible. That was horrible.
I know.
Wow.
You put me on the spot. But it is Bootober. Bootober.
There you go.
Is that a little better?
That's better.
A little better.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, shit.
Channel a little Barry White.
You hit me there.
All right.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, you are cute. All right. Ready when you are, Vincent.
Okay. Vampires versus the BRONX. When a trio of friends discover a sinister plot to destroy their neighborhood, they decide to band together to save their borough from vampires. Starring Jaden Michael, Gerald W. Jones III, Gregory Diaz, and actors showing up such as Method Man, and a fan favorite in my house, the young Coco Jones.
Yes.
Directed by Osmani Rodriguez. This was the choice of Lynn Webb. Lynn, how would you like to start our discussion on the epic battle between vampires and the BRONX?
This is a movie that promises, just from the title, that you know what you're going in. You know, this is going to be like a almost like a B movie, just dumb fun, right? It's vampires versus the Bronx. This sounds like incredible. This sounds like a movie that could have been made in 1974, 1975. Put out by the you can see like you could see like Truck Turner just showing up and just start bashing vampires in the Bronx in this movie, like just from the title, right? So it evokes that type of sentiment in somebody like me or you. But if you're a person of perhaps a younger age, this title springs to mind a slept on film of the early 2000s.
Yeah, that's right.
A British film, Attack the Block.
Attack the Block,
which is all about these aliens that crash land into a London neighborhood, and these gang of teenagers basically get together and fight the aliens, right, and save their neighborhood. So going into this movie, you're thinking, oh, if this is just a 70s B movie, I'm here for it. And if it is a slept-on gem like Attack the Block, a film that gave the world John Boyega,
yes, it did.
I'm here for that as well. And the second the movie starts with like kind of like a graffiti, title card of Vampire in the Bronx, you're like, okay,
all right,
we're going 70s. I'm with it. Load up. I just got my order of gourmet popcorn, so I'm like, I'm ready to go.
Ready to go.
And then the movie starts, and young Jaden Michael appears on the screen, riding his bicycle through the town. He's trying to save the town because you find out that they're going to be closing like this bodega, as there is this real estate company that is moving in to the Bronx, and they are slowly not only gentrifying the entire Bronx, but one by one, people who are selling their homes or selling their businesses, they are gone. Like they are either leaving in the middle of the night, or people have just lost complete track of them. And like any independent film, it wears a lot of its trappings right on its sleeve. So the real estate company is like Morneau Properties or something like that, which is basically a name that is taken from historic vampire and Dracula lore. The logo is actually the image of Vlad the Impaler.
Yes,
who is basically the real life inspiration for Dracula. And the whole idea of these vampires coming into the Bronx and gentrifying the Bronx is interesting because they're seen as like these white Europeans. Moving in, young, slick, with their white bags and their long coats. So that commentary is there and is ripe for discussion. But again, Jaden Michael on the bicycle, riding through the Bronx, trying to save his neighborhood, running into his friends, played by Gerard Jones as Bobby and Gregory Diaz as Louise. And the three of them basically are our window into the Bronx that is created here.
Yeah.
They, unfortunately, do not have any charisma nor chemistry with one another, so that you are not engaged via this window into the world. The trappings of the world seem kind of cool. There's scenes where there's young Afro Latinas sitting Latin people sitting out on the corner like cracking jokes. That's kind of cool. There's a girl that goes around doing like a vlog throughout the Bronx. She's got some energy as she's popping in and showing like all of the gentrification going on. It's like, what's going on here? What's going on here? That's kind of fly. You got these, one of the great running jokes is like these two girls who are totally oblivious to everything that is going on. And they just walk across this, looking in their screens, just like, oh my God, can you believe that she did that? And that's all that happens. They just walk across the screen. Mm-hmm. It is so funny. It's one of the funniest recurring jokes in the movie. Some of the adults have cool moments. Mero from De Jesus and Mero. Mm-hmm. He shows up running the bodega. He's funny. He's cool. He gives a lot of grounding to this to the movie. Zoe Saldana, blink and you miss her.
Does him a solid.
Like, in the beginning.
She did him a solid
in the beginning of the movie, and really gets the movie starting off on a bang. It basically is the Drew Barrymore scene from
Scream.
From Scream. Zoe Saldana does that in the top of the movie. So she gets the movie starting off right. Mm-hmm. And then you also see a favorite of mine, and a favorite if you watch any show on HBO, Shea Wiggum.
Yes.
Showing up in this movie. So now you're like, oh, okay, solid actor in this movie. I'm here for it. But your window into this world and the persons that you follow throughout this entire world are the three young boys. And I don't think either three of them at this stage in their career in 2020 are strong enough actors to get over what is pretty much basic script. The script is not changing the game in any way. But I don't think they really get the lines over. And nor, as I mentioned, I don't think they have any chemistry with one another at all. And because the only time there's any type of chemistry starts to formulate between this group is when your girl Coco Jones shows up and even though she's kind of like interspersed throughout the whole movie, but it's not until like the last third of the movie that she becomes one of the crew. And then it starts to pop with a little bit of energy, but then they quickly run her off.
Well, I mean,
and she doesn't return to the end. Well, you kind of have to, because one, she hasn't been there through the whole movie, and two, when she does come in, she actually runs the risk of stealing the movie from him. And I would have loved her to be in there from the jump, because her character, I think, has a very interesting vibe. It's not super touched on, but she comes from a Haitian descent.
My favorite line in the whole movie.
So she already has like experience.
She says, "I'm Haitian. My grandmother been getting me ready for this my whole life."
Yes. So she's ready. She's ready for this game. So, and that comes early. So you're like, oh, give me more. But they run her off in the movie. And it really is a shame, because you sense from the direction from the writer director Oz Martinez that, you know, he's not like I said, he's not trying to change the game with this script, but he is trying to have a little bit of fun, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm not going to knock him. It's just like I think he's like very early in his directing career. So I think it's competently directed, but he puts everything on the shoulders of these three kids, and I just think that they let him down. I do think that the pacing could have been a little bit quicker as far as the editing on the movie, to help kind of like sell some of the action and maybe sell some of the rhythm of the dialogue and the jokes that are in there, because while it is a horror movie, it is also a bit of a comedy, and You know, these are kids. There's no gore in here at all. I don't even think there's really any blood.
I know for it to, yeah.
Yeah, the only blood that shows up is on somebody's teeth.
Yeah.
And even then it's barely there.
Yeah.
So, and that's fine. I'm not knocking it for it. You know, it plays it safe. But I just think that these three kids are the letdown of the movie. And ultimately, I found myself, I'm not going to damn it because it's not Attack the Block.
Right.
But it had an opportunity to be something. And I just think it doesn't get there.
Yeah. I disagree. I like the kids. Like, I like the kids. I thought they did fine. I think they're young. And to your point, I completely agreed with your assessment that once Coco Jones comes in, which in their defense, both I think literally and within the movie, she's like 2 or 3 years older than them.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as Coco Jones is on the screen, everything shifts her way. But I thought they were fine. I liked them. And in full disclosure, it may be because this film charmed the hell out of me.
Really?
I really, really enjoyed this film. And I thought the film did a wonderful job creating this sense of place. Like, this felt like a neighborhood that you understood why they were fighting for it. I think tonally, it reminded me of the films that I miss and love so much from the 80s. And we talked about a few of them last week, you know, whether it's Fright Night or The Goonies, where there was this wonderful kind of tonal sweet spot that you got in the 80s where there were stakes because people die in this movie. And you know, as again, back to Zoe Saldana, which shout out for Zoe Saldana, who apparently waded through. I always assume Zoe Saldana's mansion just has money. Like she just has to wade through all the money. For her showing up and doing this film a solid. And as you said, a very effective first scene. People die in this movie. There are stakes, but it never really loses sight of the kind of humor. And there is a light touch to it. Speaking of it as a neighborhood, you mentioned Coco Jones and this wonderful line where, you know, of course it's a vampire movie and there's always a part of a vampire movie where the one group of people who have seen the vampires have to convince everyone else.
Yeah.
And when they go to her, as you said, she believes immediately. And they're like, why are you so? And she's like, you know, I'm Haitian. So my grandmother been getting me ready for this.
Right.
I love going back to the sense of place, this sense that these are ordinary people. Like there was a shift, like there was a twist that I was waiting to come that never came. Method Man, speaking of Method Man, plays a priest. And you know us, we're always trying to figure out the twist. We're always trying to figure out what's going to happen. And let's be real. If you've seen Method Man on like social media or anyway in the past 8 years, he's always doing some push-ups or lifting weights or something. So like you're waiting for the moment where Method Man is going to rip off his shirt
and be like the hero.
And be the hero and like, I've been looking for these vampires the whole time. And it's like, no, he's actually just a priest.
Yeah, he's just a priest.
He's actually just a guy that owns a bodega. These are actually just their mothers and grandmothers. And they actually get pissed at the vampires when they commit the cardinal sin of insulting the Bronx.
Yes.
So I love that part of it.
One girl throws a Timberland.
One girl throws a Timberland at her, which is the most stereotypical, but is it really that stereotypical? New York thing of all time. I loved the sort of internal logic of the vampire stuff. Like one of my nerd hobbies is thinking about the logistics of being a vampire.
Okay.
Like, what would that act? And we've talked about this several times where I just do not understand why no one thinks about the fact that if you were a vampire, you would prey on poor people and brown people and black people because nobody cares. Mm-hmm. And at one point they say that, if we disappeared, nobody would care because we're here in the Bronx. So they touch on that, but then the whole plot of them regentrifying the Bronx, I'm thinking, well, that doesn't make sense because if you regentrify it, you're going to bring other people here.
Yeah.
But then they have this brilliant detail where they talk about, and I'm going to, it's a little spoiler, but it's clever enough. I'm trying to make people convince them to watch it, where vampires can't come into a place unless they're invited.
Yes.
And this is actually a plot detail. But part of the reason they're buying up all the property is because then the property will belong to them.
And they don't have to be invited.
And they don't have to be invited in. And I said, that is genuinely clever.
That was clever.
I just forgot our boy's name.
Which one?
The actor that we like, who plays the familiar.
Shea Wiggum.
Shea Wiggum. There's this wonderful exchange between one of the boys and Shea Wiggum, who's a familiar. And of course, like, you always see these familiar. And I never understood the familiar thing. Like, I never understood this, I'm working for the vampire because he's going to turn me. Mm-hmm. Because it never, ever happens. No. And if you pay attention, they never say he's going to turn me like he turned Jonathan. Like, it's never a vampire around that used to be a familiar. Like, I was a familiar until 1983, and then I got turned. It's always a vampire who's like 800 years old, and then this dumbass familiar. And I'm like, dude, read the room. Or if you get turned, and this was maybe my second favorite line, do you think the hierarchy is going to change?
Right.
Dude said, you're just going to be their bitch forever.
That's what Bobby, the young boy,
right, Bobby,
says.
the young boy, says. And I'm like, Bobby is making really good points about vampire logistics.
Yeah, see, now, he does make good points, but Bobby is one of the younger boys.
Yes.
And what I didn't like about that scene, I like the point that he was making.
Yes.
But one, I think the point him making that scene, I think we're meant to take it as an allusion to
what's going on.
What's going on internally with him in regards to his brother.
Right.
His history of his brother who lost his life.
Right.
To the streets. And we're not really shown it. We're not shown it how or why.
Right, because it is a light touch.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know if the connection really lands. So some people may not make that connection. Mm-hmm. And also, that scene doesn't play fair with the level of intelligence that Bobby has shown throughout the movie.
Oh, I don't think that's true.
Returns to later on.
I think Bobby, first of all, I think he's actually like a kid. Like, I think he's actually like a kid. And kids, I mean, that's how kids are. Kids are smart and they're dumb within the same 3 minutes.
I guess. I think that seemed a little bit more perceptive than he had let on.
I think Bobby was doing the best he can, but the best he can is what a 12-year-old does. Or 13. I couldn't quite nail down. I was thinking they were 12, 13 years old.
I was thinking about 13.
Yeah, 13 years old.
Because they're running around by themselves.
Right. But I'm also not really passionate enough about those characters to fight for them. Like I really do think, when you were saying, you were talking about it's not fair to compare it to Attack the Block, which I agree with, because John Boyega is just lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
And you think about even the kids on Stranger Things, Like I love the Stranger Things kids, but like I always kind of go because they're all very polished and very professional. But I think about the kid in Fright Night who I don't even remember his name. I think about the Coreys in Lost Boys, where the Coreys were never that good.
No,
they're kids. I think about all the Goonies. All the Goonies.
Yeah. Well,
I think part of the reason we all loved River Phoenix so much in Stand By Me is because like River Phoenix he's like Tupac in Poetic Justice, sitting next to these other three kids.
well,
They're kids.
well, I think you're talking about Tupac in
Not Poetic
Juice.
Justice. Yeah, no, in Poetic Justice with Janet Jackson.
Oh, well, I was
Yeah,
thinking more in Juice because he's next to
Right.
Well, I guess Omar Epps is.
Yeah, so like I don't think you're wrong about the kids not being that good of that.
I mean,
their
see, but
level
you
of acting.
like you talk
But
about
I also don't think
you
they
talk
have to be.
Yeah, but you talk about like don't want to compare it to Attack the Block, but in Attack the Block, yes, John Boyega sells the movie. He kills it. But he's a kid in the movie.
I mean, he's not that young.
Okay, but
like
he's still
17, 18 years old.
okay, but he's still not a. All right,
Yeah.
fair enough.
All right.
But he is surrounded by kids in that movie as well. Some of them close to his age, but some younger.
Right.
They all fit. They all work together.
Okay.
There's a rhythm that they all have. They feel like they are friends. These three feel like they were cast, and they don't feel they each are basically a stereotype.
Sure.
Jaden Michaels is like the little mayor,
Right.
Kind of like pro everything. You got your nerdy boy in Louise,
Sure.
and then you've got Bobby, who's like being
Right. 1 foot in the street.
1 foot in the streets, don't know where he wants to go. It's very rote by the numbers.
True.
And I just don't think that. It's just they let me down. I just didn't enjoy them.
I think you've been spoiled the past 10 years with kid actors.
I mean, I'm not spoiled. I don't mind
Yeah.
because I'll give an actor a pass.
Yeah, like I think
I'm not, and you're right. They're not bad,
Right,
but I just don't think I think in a film that doesn't have a whole lot of other stuff to kind of like maybe like if the adults are given more to do and are more in part of the film, then maybe they can, I'm liking the film because at least I'm getting a lot of them.
Right.
Method Man, you talk about he's a priest. He really ain't in the movie that much.
you get this-
and not given much to do.
You get the sense Method Man was doing them.
He was probably doing the sound. Zoe Saldana is doing the sound.
Yeah.
Shea Wiggum, he's in and out, but
Yeah.
he's to be fair, and I love him. He's mailing this one in.
Yeah.
So and the adults aren't given much to do.
Right. I've never been a huge fan of Chris Redd, but I liked him.
He's good in this.
Yeah.
But he's allowed to stay in his lane. But even then,
Right.
you want a little bit more from him.
There's a lot going on. I feel like it was enough going on. Like I could pick from it, all of it. Yeah, I liked it. I did. I liked it.
I actually am surprised that you liked it.
I did. They charmed these kids. They did. They charmed the hell out of me. I actually really liked the story. They did. They did. And I am a sucker for these. The whole community rises up. And everyone getting angry when they mention the Bronx cracked me up.
That was I mean, it has moments.
Right.
It does have moments, but it's just ultimately.
Yeah, I actually think this would be a good double feature with Attack the Block. I think you got to start with this.
Yeah, you gotta get this out of the way.
You got to start with this. Like you can't watch this after Attack the Block.
Yeah, play this at 4:00.
But I did. I like these kids. And again, as someone who's a fan, like I'm actually a fan of Stranger Things. Like I've enjoyed watching these kids grow up. And but even from the first season, as someone who was old enough to remember the 80s movies when they, like, we just named the big ones, but I don't know, like Monster Squad or like there was always something charming about the kid actors who were just like they were kids. Like they were just like, they were actually kids, so that when you saw someone again like River Phoenix, it was like a revelation. It was like, oh shit, this boy is actually acting a little bit, as opposed to the other kids that, as soon as the camera moved around, they were kind of messing around with each other.
Like the Coreys.
Yeah. This seems off topic, but it's also very relevant. Did you watch the Ninja Turtles movie?
The most recent one?
The most recent one.
I started it.
You didn't like it?
I would just... No, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Ninja Turtles. I like the concept of the Ninja Turtles. God bless them. God bless their success. The most recent one, which is animated, animated in a very cool fashion.
Yeah, very stylized.
Very stylized. Enjoyed it. Enjoyed the style. But as I was turned it on and was sitting down, and I had set aside time to sit and watch it. As they were going through their shtick, I realized that I don't care about them. I just don't care about the Ninja Turtles. They just don't do it for me. God bless them. I'm not saying anything bad about them. They just don't do it for me.
See, I'm probably the opposite. I've always hated the Ninja Turtles.
Always hated them.
Always hated the
Well, I've never liked the movies.
I never liked the movies. I never liked the concept. Just be old curmudgeon comic fan. I didn't like the way they, there was the parody.
Yeah, it was a parody.
Of the Frank Miller stuff in the comics. Never liked any of it. This apparently is the first time they had actual kids
doing the voices
for these kids. Those kids charmed the hell out of me. I loved those kids in the Ninja Turtles movie so much. And it reminded me of like they're like actual kids. So I liked it. And much like this, none of the voice actors in the Ninja Turtles can be in the Miles Morales movies. Like, this is all real charming, but when it's time to make Beyond, what's the final one going to be?
Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Beyond the Spider-Verse, yeah, y'all gonna have to sit that out. Like, y'all can't be in this. But for this, I liked it. And I kind of felt the same way about this. So, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Okay.
All right. So I guess the question, of course, though.
What?
Is would you recommend it?
No.
Okay.
I don't think you're missing anything by missing Vampire on the Bronx versus the Bronx.
Okay. I would recommend it. I think it's a really cool entry into that 11, 12-year-old market. Because like you said, it's not gory. There are stakes, which pardon the pun. I think there should be stakes in these, because again, the 80s movies, there were stakes. Like, people died and it was stuff. I love the fact that there was no sort of outside superpower mythology, because you kind of set it up for it, and there wasn't. So, I love this sort of community thing. I enjoyed it. So I guess we have a split decision.
So you would recommend?
I would.
Vampire.
I would.
Versus the Bronx.
Yeah, and there were moments, like every 4 or 5 minutes, somebody would say something that would make me laugh. Like, I don't think the script is August Wilson or anything, but I have to say, every 4 or 5 minutes, somebody would say something that would make me laugh.
All right.
So,
ladies and gentlemen, you can choose to enjoy 25 minutes of Vampire versus the Bronx, or like me, you can watch Attack the Block again. But before we tell you what we're going to be reviewing next week in Bootober, I invite you to follow the Me Show Mission on all your social media at Me Show Mission on Instagram, at Me Show Mission on Facebook, at Me Show Mission on Twitter, at Me Show Mission on YouTube, where you can subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of when we put up our new videos, our new shorts, or when we are going live with our show, which streams every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, from Young Chunk, Philadelphia's premier video palace for podcasts. Come in, talk to Terry, talk to all of the guys here. Dylan, we keep him hermetically sealed, but you can talk to everybody else
Not
about
in a coffin.
getting your time. No, Dylan doesn't do coffins. Never thought I'd say that line. Dylan, yeah, come here. Go to thevideocontentfactory.com and book your time in one of the fantastic studios here at Young Junk. All right. The Michelle Mission is also a proud member of The Podglomerate, thepodglomerate.com. They make podcasts work, such as ours, who you can contact by sending us an email at micheuxmission@gmail.com. That's micheauxmission@gmail.com. Next week, here on the Michelle Mission, Vincent talks smack, but he could have felt free to choose a movie from the 1970s.
It's true.
To screen for you,
I
to
could've.
review for you.
I could have.
For Bootober.
It's good. We could have talked about Blackenstein for an hour and a half.
We could have. But no.
No.
He didn't not.
I did not.
He chose other.
I did.
He chose to go to the aughts.
I did.
He chose to go to a man in drag.
Yes, I did.
He chose.
It's all right to cross-dress for Christ.
For you. Boo!
Yes.
A Medea mystery.
A Medea. Is it called?
A Medea Halloween.
A Medea Halloween movie?
It's a Medea
Medea
Halloween.
Yeah. Mhm.
A Medea Halloween.
Yeah.
Boo!
Boo.
Next week.
Yes.
Hero, why did you choose Boo?
I am fascinated by Boo. Have you seen it?
No.
I haven't seen it either. But you know, as part of our ongoing Tyler Perry conversation and Medea, and it's always this weird spoonful of sugar formula that he has where, you know, you come from Medea in the hijinks, but then it's this like heavy-handed morality that you get once Medea gets you in. But Medea, this like Boo, looks like it's just 100% farce. I don't know. I haven't seen it. So maybe there is, you know, a family going through troubles and crack, and it's like a dude.
No, I'm sure there is.
A dude with a college degree who don't believe in church slapping on someone.
I'm sure there's that
you
too.
know. But what if there isn't? Like, what if it's just Medea and it's Halloween stuff? What does that say? What if the center does not hold? Like, if there's no moralizing center, does Medea drift apart? Also, I love the fact that Chris Rock talked some slick shit about Tyler Perry in Top 5 about Medea Halloween, and then Tyler Perry went and made a movie that I believe might be the highest grossing Medea film. So I love that part of it too. But we'll talk about all of this next week.
Here on the Michelle Mission, ladies and gentlemen. Until then, he's Vincent, I'm Len, and in parting, we say,
we'll see you when it's time to meet again.
In Bootober.